What's good, y'all? Wave Magnetic here with another tutorial, and today I'm going to talk to you about how I produced my new song, Family. It came out on April 23rd, 2021, and if you haven't checked it out yet, make sure you go to Spotify or Apple Music and check the joint out. I have a link to do that in the description. So here's a little snippet of what the song is. Yeah, so now I'm going to get right to it. And again, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button below and hit the notification bell so you know the next time I have something coming out. And here we go. So the first thing I did was one day I was like walking down the street and I just take a bunch of like phone memos where I just like sing different melodies and stuff into the phone. And one day I was just walking around, I did that, and I came back to the studio, flipped through my phone, and I found this melody that I had sung on my phone. So it was pretty crappy because I was walking down the street or whatever. But so I took that and I re-recorded the vocals, and this is what that sounds like right here. Yeah, so like that right there is the melody for basically the whole song right there. I made this entire song from that one melody. All right, so I sang that. And I processed the vocals, you know, put a little compression, a little bit of EQ on it and whatnot, put a little reverb on it, and got it sounding kind of sexy like that. Then I sat down and I went to my Fender Rhodes, which is right there, and I recorded. I came up with some chords to go along with it, okay? And so these chords is literally my Fender Rhodes, and I put a micro shift on it. What's this? Sound Toys micro shift. And this is actually a really cool plugin right here. I put the Abbey Road, the Waves Abbey Road vinyl. Then you can get some really cool sounds with this. Make your stuff sound pretty vintage, you know. And then I put the BX console, the SSL G on it, a little bit of EQ on it, and maybe a little bit of compression. And that is about it. And these are the chords that I came up with. So those are the chords. And from there, I came up with those chords. I had that melody. And so I'm like, all right, so now I need kind of like a groove or something to go along with that. All right. So then I came up with this drum beat right here, which is pretty simple. First thing, here's the kick. This is what the kick sounds like. I use that kick. I put this snare and I layered it with this snare. See a little bit of a snap to go along with it. And I throw these little little snare fills in here just to kind of enhance the groove. Then I have a ride cymbal going on. All right. And I use a crash every once in a while just to kind of mark the sections. That's my favorite. That's my favorite crash in Ableton. It's just stock sounds when it comes to that. And then I have a hi-hat that sounds like this. Cool. So now when you put it all together, this is my drum beat. Super dope, right? So then once I came up with that drum beat, I have the chords and everything. I have the chords there. So now I came up with a bass line to go along with it. And I use this sound and this bass line. Pretty simple. All I did was basically play the bass notes that went along with the chords that I came up with. And then I made it so that the bass and the kick line up together. So basically every time the kick is going with the groove, I'll put a bass note to go along with it. And then every once in a while, the bass kind of goes in between the kicks just to have another counter melody going on. So then after that, I made a guitar part. So I felt like with the Rhodes, it had a really good wide sound and was almost like a pad. But I needed another layer with the chords so that it drove the music forward. Okay, so I came up with this guitar part right here. So that's really cool. So like in the context, you can hear it. It sounds like this without the melody. Super dope. Okay. So now I know you're probably wondering, how did you get that guitar sound? Really simple. You know, sometimes people really hate on the Ableton sounds, but like Ableton actually got some pretty cool stuff. You know, if you don't have Contact or any of these special like sample libraries or whatnot, you can get a lot of mileage out of the regular Ableton stuff. Okay. So I basically took the stock Ableton guitar open preset that they have, or sample, whatever you want to call it. It's right in Ableton. Just type in guitar and you'll get the sound, right? So it really is a pretty dry sound when you get it by itself. It's kind of whack. So, but check it out. Right? So it's kind of dark. It's okay. So then I threw on a compressor. Makes the guitar be a lot more present. You can hear all of the notes a lot more evenly, okay? Because I played this on my keyboard. I didn't play the guitar. So now it sounds good, but it's like dark and not exactly the way a guitar would sound if it was going through an amp. So then I put on my Wave Magnetic guitar preset, which if you guys want to pick up, I'll put a link right up here so that you can pick that up on my website, WM Guitar. The effects preset is for Ableton. So I threw that on here and I tweaked the knobs until I got this sound. Super dope. This preset just transformed this whole guitar into something special. Like, I love this preset that I made, man. This is amazing. So again, if you guys want to pick that up, make sure you go to my website, the card right here, and I'll have the link in the description below. So then the next thing I did after I got the melody here with the voice, I have the guitars. So I basically have my rhythm section. I have my melody laid out. So then I start layering trumpet. Okay. So the first thing I did was I played the trumpet part of the main melody, which is this. So basically that's the main melody layered 4 times. Okay. So then I added these parts right here. It's just a harmony part that I made, and I layered that 4 times. Really simple, right? It's just harmony. Okay. You got to think about it when you're doing trumpet. I mean, in this well, really anytime, think about the horns like the voice. The voice and the horns, they do the same thing. It's just that sometimes it's background and sometimes it's foreground. If you got the vocals in the foreground, the horns will be in the background. So treat the horns like they're background vocals. Then when the horns are in the front, you treat the horns like they're lead vocals, or like they're, or treat them like they're a choir. This is like a choir right here. So now I got my main melody, I got my harmony part, and now what I do is I pitch the trumpet down the octave, and it sounds like trumpet and trombone. Really cool, right? So now I play it through. That's the one time through that melody. Then I come in with another set of harmonies. Okay. This next set of harmonies is the high harmonies. That right there adds another layer of energy. Okay. So once the hi-hats and everything come in, then you add these horns. It sounds like this. So that's pretty dope. And then when you put it all together right there, crazy, right? So then the song goes along and I actually play a trumpet solo. Okay. Now the trumpet solo is not contrived. I literally played the solo. I improvised. So I took out all of the parts and I just had it be the drums with the bass, and I played trumpet. So here we go. That's what this sounds like. Really simple stuff. Basically, the song's in A flat minor, and I basically am playing the A flat minor pentatonic minor blues scale type thing on there. If you guys want to know more about harmony, know more about theory when it comes to music, and the comment section, type in the comment section that you want to know more about theory and harmony and improvisation, just the basics of music. I can do more videos on that kind of stuff, but just let me know if you guys are interested in that. I can talk more in depth about that part of things. Okay. So then after I do that, we do the same build up that we had before, throw in some white noise, which sounds like this. Really simple shit. And then I have a I have a white noise riser, and I have a riser that I created in Serum. All that's going on during the build up. Really basic stuff, right? So then the second time the melody comes around, like I say, next time the drop comes in, now I started with full harmony with the highs, the main melody. I have the harmony underneath. I have the trombones here. And now I add a counter melody. Okay. Now this counter melody is basically, again, layered 4 times. Plus I have it down the octave with a trombone part. Check it out. Really cool, right? It's all about the brass, at least when it comes to me. Brass. It's wave magnetic, baby. So here we go. In the context. So think about this. When you're doing, when you're making music, you want to have stuff go in the holes. Okay. You don't want to have stuff, you can have it be as complicated as you want to. But the thing is that you don't want a whole lot of stuff on top of each other, because then you don't hear it and then it just sounds like clutter. So there's a lot of stuff going on with this, but everything has its place. When the main melody is not playing, the counter melody is playing, and then the bass is following the chords, and all stuff, it all fits like this. You got to make it fit like that. Okay. So then that goes on for a while, and then I have an outro where again I add another melody, and it's just layered horns with some hits and whatnot. So here's the melody. The main melody is this. Right? So now I take this and I harmonize it with 4 layers. Right? That's layered. Now I have my trombone part. Right? So now I also have a high part, which is this. Every part is layered 4 times. Sounds like a choir when you do that. Don't matter if it's voice, don't matter if it's trumpet, don't matter if it's saxophone, trombone. You want a choir sound? That's what you do. So then that goes on for a while, and I add another harmony part, okay? Another high harmony part to take the energy up even higher. Right? And also during that time, I changed the Rhodes, because the Rhodes is more of a chill sound. So yeah, then I swapped that out for the sawtooth pad, and I put an LFO tool on it so that it pumps with the music. It has a rhythm to it, okay? And the horns with that, it sounds like this. Super cool, right? So going out, the whole thing. So there it is, y'all. That right there is how I produce my new song, Family. And I appreciate y'all for checking it out. If you learned something new, make sure you hit the subscribe button below and hit the notification bell so you know the next time I come out with a new video. And again, if you haven't already streamed Family, make sure you go to Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to music, and stream that joint. All right, y'all. All right, now I'll catch you on the next one.